So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another module of Agency Incubator, week 1. In today's module, we're going to be talking about services. So, some of you guys coming into this process, you will be coming in with literally zero experience, and that is totally fine. In fact, I think in some ways that actually gives you an advantage because that gives you a clean slate, and you don't have what's referred to as sunk cost, or I believe there's a bias towards a sunk cost bias or something like that. I kind of had that when I first started. I was offering content creation services and distribution services, and I did pretty well. In all fairness, I got up to 15K a month, pounds, which is around $20,000 a month, literally just creating content. So shooting content, editing it, posting it on my clients' social media, and just growing their social media. Right, so I did well enough for that, but I had this sunk cost bias, and I know that sunk cost is a term. I'm not entirely sure if sunk cost bias is a term, so excuse me if I'm wrong there. But I kind of had that feeling that I've put so much time into learning videography, photography, etc. So I can't now jump ship and start offering Facebook advertising, which is what my agency does now. And that was kind of a disadvantage. Whereas if you were just starting brand new, you don't have that same sort of fear that I put so much time into learning this thing or that thing. You basically just have tons of opportunity. So it's exciting times, and let's get straight into it. So in today's teachings, we are going to be going over number 1, why less is more when delivering services, opportunity versus convenience offer, how to focus on results-driven services, where to start if you actually have no prior experience whatsoever, what is the truth about packages, and finding strategic referral partners and getting commission. So this is the tale of two agency owners. The agency owner here on the left, he offers multiple services, okay? So they don't master one service because they think, it's a smart idea to include upsells just because they can, upsell this, upsell Instagram management or Instagram growth, web development, even though they've never even made a website in their entire life, this thing and that thing, etc., etc. Now, when it comes to the retainer per client, they might have a few wins. By that, they might actually get a little bit of extra revenue for some extra services, but as a whole, they're making less money because they're delivering on services that take extra time and they're probably not as confident fulfilling. And the next thing is operations. You see, their operations take a hit because they have to handle more moving parts. And adding an extra service is the equivalent to running 2 separate agencies at the same time. You see, people don't really understand that having 2 niches really is almost like having 2 different agencies, or offering 2 different services really is almost like having 2 different agencies. So, if you can't make one agency work, why would you try to make 2 agency works? In the same way, if you're trying to build your agency and have this other side business model on the side, why would you do that if you can't even make one work? So, that's something that I really don't think people understand or really internalize, the fact that when you add an extra service in there, or you add an extra niche in there, it's almost like you have 2 separate agencies. Now, the agency owner on the right, he offers one service, all right? They pick one service knowing that the key is not only how much you make from one client, but how little time it takes and how streamlined it is. And the retainer, you see, the retainer per client may be smaller short term, aka, let's say both of these guys, both of these agency owners start off, and in their first, month 4, they're both charging $3,000 a month for their service, whatever service that is. You see, the agency owner on the left, he might charge $3,000 plus an extra $500 a month for some Instagram growth and management or whatever it may be. So technically, the person on the left is making more money short term, but the thing is, eventually, the person on the right is going to get so good at their one service that they can literally charge more for just that one service than the agency owner on the left can for 3 separate services combined together. So long term, it makes sense to just focus on one service. It's more streamlined. you'll actually get paid more. Most of the time, if you become an expert in that, you will get paid, more for just offering or just fulfilling that one service than most other agency owners will get for fulfilling 3 or 4 different services. And the last thing is operations. They become a LMRD agency, which means lean, mean, results-driven agency, by being super streamlined due to just delivering one service. Now, here's a couple examples, or more than a couple examples, of services that you can offer. And here at growyouragency.com, we really facilitate and we help people build agencies. No matter what agency that is, whether that's a Facebook advertising agency, an SEO agency, et cetera, et cetera. Now, our area of expertise is social media marketing and advertising, right? So our area of expertise is content, social, and advertising. Those sort of 3 pillars. So for those of you guys who came into this process with SEO, we can't help you with the nitty gritty of SEO, right? But we can help you build incredible agencies, and all of these principles apply no matter what service you're offering. Okay. Now, if you are coming into this process completely new, in 10 or 20 minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly which services I think are the best for you to get started with. But here's just a few examples: Facebook ads, Google ads, social media management, email marketing, consulting, content creation, graphic design, SEO, Instagram growth, copywriting, marketing automation, web creation, and management. So when you are deciding on a service to offer, you really need to understand this, this concept of opportunity versus convenience offer. All right, you see the difference between opportunity and convenience offer is this. And let me put the slides back. Let me put it quite simply. You see, the difference between a convenience offer and an opportunity offer, and I'm going to give you some examples right here, is the convenience offer is something that you could technically do yourself and isn't that hard to learn yourself, but you'd rather pay for the convenience of it. For example, a cleaner. The thing is, I could clean my own house, but the convenience that it gives me and the amount of time that it saves me that I can then focus on my business, it's just an absolute no-brainer, right? Whereas an opportunity offer is, say, rather than a cleaner, say something like, let me think, what's an opportunity? Let's just say even a chiropractor. I don't know how to adjust my own back, whereas a chiropractor does. So that's bringing a new opportunity to me rather than just something that's convenient. All right. So that's an example right there. In business, it's a little bit more black and white, which is why I'm going to use this example coming up right here. So a tax advisor is an opportunity offer, which is why they get paid more. You see, a tax advisor can really show you how to, streamline your taxes. So you have to pay less taxes legally, of course, that is. And just really how to restructure things to be as efficient as possible. Whereas an accountant really is more of a bookkeeper. They help you manage your books, they help you file your taxes, but really they're more of a convenience offer. And look, the thing is, some convenience offers will overlap into opportunity offers, and some opportunity offers will overlap into convenience offers. All right. But you get the general gist. That is why an accountant will always get paid less than a tax advisor. Some tax advisors can literally make millions a year simply because they help their clients, claw back tens and hundreds of millions a year in taxes. Right, and that's kind of the difference between the two. Whereas an accountant will give you some tax advice and will give you some advice on how to pay less taxes legally. That is, but their main role is really just to do the bookkeeping. So that's an example right there. Now, if we put these two, if we really compare these two even further, you'll see with an opportunity offer, some examples include some services that you could offer. Of those, you can look at things like Facebook ads, then Google ads, SEO, email marketing, consulting, etc. You see, because those are revenue-driven services, and that's why you can charge a lot more for these services. But there is an added layer of difficulty. You see, these services are more difficult to learn than convenience offers. And it's also harder to find high quality contractors for these services. Now, when you are offering an opportunity offer, which in other words can be stated as a revenue driven service, such as Facebook ads, Google ads, SEO, email marketing, consulting, really where the goal is to make them more money. And it's also, it's more easier to demonstrate the ROI. When you're charging or when you're offering these services, you can charge anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 per month plus service fee. Now, you never want to dip below $1,000 a month for these services because, once again, these are revenue-driven services. Now, with that being said, these services, or with that being already said, these are ROI-driven, right? And that is why they're harder to actually fulfill, but clients will pay more for them. And when you're looking at a convenience offer, some of these examples include growing and posting on clients' social media, creating content to post, creating websites for clients, managing Instagrams, etc., etc. And that's really how I got started. Now, you might be saying, well, Eman, my clients don't know how to create photo or video. And yes, that's true. But really the reason that it gets put into the convenience offer bucket for me is, they could technically manage their own social media and get someone really cheap just to create the content for them, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why it's more in the convenience bucket, and it's very, very hard to track a real ROI, or, even above a step above ROI, it's very hard to track leads that have come in from that, from that traffic source, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why that's placed in the convenience bucket. So difficulty, once again, these services are easier to learn and you can find contractors easily and cheaply. You can find contractors to help you do social media management and posting, or help you create some graphics to post on your clients' websites. Or, you can even find super cheap contractors to make websites, and, they'll charge you $1,000 and you can literally go on to sell those exact same websites for, 3, 4, 5K to your clients. But that's a one-time fee. So remember, you can charge anywhere from $500 to $3,000 per month for these services. So you're gonna have to go for quantity over quality clients. Now, I used to charge my clients, for example, a client called Zebra Fuel, 2,500 pounds. So 2,500 pounds, and for that I would do 30 Instagram posts, 30 Facebook posts. And within that, there would be 4 videos and I think also some story posts. And I would curate all of that content myself and edit it and then post it. So that comes out to roughly, I think, $3,200-ish. So look, there are clients out there that you could literally do content creation for and post on their social media and charge them $10K a month. I'm just going off the parameters of what I've really seen, what I've been able to do myself. I've been able to offer Facebook ads for literally $12,000 a month, purely service fee. And the most I've ever gotten from, doing, creating content and posting it for my clients' social media is 2,500 pounds, which is, once again, around $3,200. So I'm just going off of my own personal experience and what I've seen with others. Now, if you are amazing at creating content, or you already have an agency that's doing social media marketing / management / creating content / posting the content, that doesn't mean that you need to drop all your clients right now and start offering Facebook ads or Google ads or SEO or email marketing, etc., etc. That is not what that means. Basically all that means is you want to slowly start transitioning to having an agency that is results driven. Okay, results driven and is offering revenue driven services. All right. Now I got to $20,000 a month just by, I say just by, when in fact it's, it was actually quite hard, but creating content, editing it, posting it, managing the social media. I did get to $20,000 a month with that. All right. So it's definitely possible, but I was working a hell of a lot more than I am now at $45,000 a month. And there was just, well, when I say a hell of a lot, I literally mean 10 times, I literally mean literally 6 to 8 times more per week in terms of hours than I am now. So, just remember that and just keep that in mind. If you do already have an agency that's making money selling things like social media management, Instagram growth, content creation, etc., don't drop your clients, just start transitioning over the next 6 and 12 months. Now, ROI, as I said, these services are harder to track the revenue you bring a business, and it's a hell of a lot better than magazine ads or billboard ads, right? So a lot of these businesses that you'll be working with, they might have you and you might be creating content and growing their social media, et cetera, and doing more of a social media management type role. But it's very hard to track the ROI of that. Now, granted, it's still better than most clients, doing magazine ads or billboard ads, but it is the fact that it's hard to track the ROI. It's because of that fact that it's hard to charge premium fees. So no matter if you have zero experience or if you're killer at Facebook, what I'm about to show you is going to work for you. So keeping in mind, the opportunity offer versus convenience offer and the pros and cons of it, I kind of just want to break down a flow that will take you from, point A to point B. If whether, you have incredible experience or you have zero experience at all, this flow will show you what path to take in the next 6 to 12 months. So the first question you want to ask yourself, and this is kind of a series of questions that you have to ask yourself, is there a service you already know how to deliver on yourself? You see, if you already know how to run Facebook ads yourself, do that. Or if you already know how to create amazing content like I did when I first started my social media marketing agency. When I first started my agency, I knew how to create amazing content. So that meant I could get stuck in with clients straight away. So if there's something that if there's a service that you already know how to deliver yourself, and whether that's even Instagram growth, do that. As I said, if the answer to that is yes, then just do that. Now, the next question you want to ask yourself is this a results-based / revenue-driven service? And if the answer to that is yes, for example, if you already are, if you're already good at Facebook ads, quite clearly that's a revenue-driven service. Or if you're already good at email marketing, quite clearly that's a revenue-driven service. Or if you're good at Google ads, quite clearly that's a revenue-driven service. So if that is the case, then keep doing that and literally stick to that service, double down, and just keep growing your expertise in that area. Now, if the answer is no, and as I said, for example, if you have a content agency or an Instagram growth agency, et cetera, and it's not really an ROI / revenue driven service, then what you want to do is keep making money from it. Keep making money from offering that service, but start learning, the other one, which is a revenue driven service. Now, if you are coming into this process and you literally have absolutely no clue how to deliver any services yourself, don't worry, you're in a good position. All you have to do is pick a results-based service and outsource it. Now, if you want to try and do it yourself, we're going to have extensive Facebook ad training later on in this process. I believe it's in week 5 or week 6, delivering results. You're going to get an amazing Facebook ad training that I can literally sell as a separate course for a couple grand. And, you have all the coaching from the live calls, Facebook group, coaches, et cetera. So, if you want to, you can really become a Facebook ad expert. But for a lot of you guys, especially for the ones that are starting, it takes a long time, or not a long time, but it takes a good amount of time to actually learn Facebook ads, get good at them, perfect them to the point where you're consistently getting your clients results. So the easiest way to get started is literally outsource it. And we'll get onto that a little bit later down the line. Now, one thing that I'm very stern on and, is a non-negotiable is no packages. You see, what most people do is a lot of agency owners, they will bundle together packages thinking it's a good idea. They'll have something like a silver package and a gold package. It literally reminds me of American Express. And these packages, are going to have a bunch of different services, a bunch of different pros, and, extra little tidbits, and they're going to throw them all into a mix. And the issue with this is just in the same way that when you go to a restaurant, people want to choose a la carte, which basically means that people want to pay specifically for what they want. You see, when you bundle things into packages, you're just giving them extras that they don't care about and upping the price, which, in turn will probably lead them to to say no. An example of this is if you are offering them Facebook ad services and you try to throw in Instagram management and Instagram growth and this thing and that thing and that thing, and you were just going to charge them $1,500 for Facebook ad services. And that might take you, for that specific client, only 5 hours a week to actually deliver those services on average in a month, or let's just say 20 hours a month on average for that client. So it took you 20 hours on average for that. And all this other crap that you're gonna add on top, Instagram growth, management, this thing, it might add an extra 40 hours, right? So you went from 20 hours to 60 hours by adding in all this extra junk that isn't needed. And you might have gone from 1,500 in service fee to 2,500. And the thing is, the client is more likely to say no to the 2,500 because it's more expensive, and it's more expensive because you're including things in there that they don't want. And that's why you always want to be a la carte. In the same way with a restaurant, I've been to a couple set menu restaurants, Michelin star set menu restaurants, and it honestly has been a terrible experience for me. Just because I just want to, I don't want to pay for this expensive thing that's already been decided for me. I want to be able to pick what I want and pay for what I want and feel good about that, and leave feeling as though I got my money's worth because I was able to choose what I wanted, what was best suited to me, and I paid the right price for that. So the next thing is monastic focus. Once again, you should only be offering one service, which means absolute monastic focus. And if you guys are curious what monastic actually means, that means monk-like focus. I'm sure I'm sure you know what a monastery is. So basically, monastic means monk-like. In that sense. So, you want to be offering, one service, and with one service, you can have just, incredible focus on your clients by offering one service. And offering packages literally goes against my entire philosophy about running an LMRD, lean, mean, results driven agency. It goes literally against my entire philosophy. So just remember, no packages. And the irony, and I've said this already, is that you can charge clients the same amount for one service as you can an entire package. The reason for that is because when you pitch a client, they are only looking at the thing that will bring them in the most revenue, or save them the most time, which is obviously a convenience offer. So just remember that, is that when you offer them this package, most of the time what you offered for the package, they would have just paid for one service if you are incredible at that, and that is your expertise. Now, I quickly just want to touch on strategic partnerships. You see, what we want to do here is we actually want to go ahead and reclaim some lost revenue. And I put this in quotation because really it's not lost revenue, because, by streamlining and only offering one service, technically you might lose a little bit of revenue with some clients by not being able to offer them upsells, but you're going to make way more money long term. So one service. Remember, we offer only one service and become the best at that. Full stop. That said, we can try to reclaim some of this lost revenue by building strategic referral partnerships. You see, when we have a client who is in need of other services, we can refer them to one of our partners and in turn get a kickback. So percentage. A lot of businesses will give you something like 10% monthly of that client's retainer. So let's say your client needs SEO, but you're a Facebook ad agency. You can refer them to this SEO business, and in return get a kickback, aka a commission from that. Now, a lot of agencies, when they're offering monthly retainers, so say for example an SEO agency or Facebook ad agency or social media marketing agency, they're charging their client a monthly fee. So what a lot of these agencies will do, they'll give you something like 10% monthly of that client's retainer. That sucks because let's say this agency that you're referring, on average, a client stays with them, let's just say 8 months, and they're charging their clients $2,000 a month. So you're going to get $200 a month for 8 months. So $1,600 total. The issue is you have to wait literally 8 months. Every month you have to ask for your commission. You have to remember about your commission, et cetera, et cetera. It's a total nightmare. So instead, tell them that, rather than them paying you 10% of probably what will be, 12 or 9 months, or maybe even 18 months, or maybe even 2 years of retainers, just tell them, hey, look, I will literally just take 30 to 50% of the first month. And at that point, I'm out of your hair. You don't ever have to worry about me again. And you want to be ideally aiming for 50%. So if your referral partner sells a one-off service, then just take 15 to 25% of the fee that they charge the client. So to give you an example, in my own agency, when someone brings a client to me, I give them 50% of the first month. And that's a pretty sweet deal, considering some of our clients range anywhere from Or the lowest that we'll touch is $5,000 a month, all the way up to $12,000 a month service fee. So, if they bring us, one of those whale clients for $10,000 a month, I'm literally sending them $5,000, because of that 50% of the first month. So that's the way we do it. And that's because I understand that, 10% monthly just isn't very motivating. So they'd rather just get the money there and then upfront. And because I have that 3-month minimum, in the same way that you're going to have that, that gives me a sort of air of protection rather than air, a layer of protection. So just remember that you want to be aiming for 30 to 50% of that first month retainer when you build a strategic partnership with someone. Now, if they're offering a one-time service, like let's say it's a web development agency, I have this with some web development agencies, they're charging, their minimum project that they'll take on is $5K. A lot of time it'll be $10, $15K for a real good website build. If it's $5K, I have it set with them that I take 20 to 25%. Once again, depends on the referral partner, but I will take 20% of that one-time fee. So for a $5,000 website build, I'll take 20%. So I'll be taking $1,000 as my sort of finder's fee. So let's move on. Here's an example. You have a web design agency that charges $3,000 to $5,000 for a website, and you agree 20% with them. So when you refer your new client and they sell them for, let's just say $4,000, you get a commission of $800. Now, let's say you have a client that comes to you for Facebook ads. They fit your service, but not your niche. Let's say that they're coming to you and they're a chiropractor, but you only work with real estate agents. So what you do is you refer them to a good Facebook ad agency owner that fits their niche. And the best part is you can literally use the Facebook community. We have some incredible agency owners in here. So literally post in the group, be like, guys, I have a potential client. They're not the right fit for my agency. Who can send me some awesome case studies from their clients and, ensure that, ensure that you guys are able to get them incredible results. And what percent can you offer me of the first month? Just send me a personal message, literally post that in the Facebook group, and you will get tons and tons of personal messages of high quality agency owners from the Grow Your Agency community that are going to give you their number flat out and show you their case studies. So make sure that if you are working with someone in this group, or you find a strategic referral partner with someone in this group, make sure that they have some incredible case studies, and make sure that they didn't just start the program a month ago with zero experience, because at the end of the day, it is your reputation on the line. So don't just look for the person that's going to give you the best percentage. Look for the person that's actually going to have the best likeliness of closing the clients because they have incredible case studies. Now, with that in mind, let's say you refer them to a good Facebook ads agency owner and you take 40% kickback of the first month. They sell the client for $2,500 monthly fee, and that means that you get to take home $1,000 in commission. Now, once again, I hope you enjoyed this module. This module is actually coming to an end. I just want to remind you of our tiered system: fish, shark, whale. Remember, the goal is to sign whale clients, but we all got to start with fish clients. I mean, in all fairness, some people literally have had their first client end up being a whale, but this is our tiered system. So when you get one of these clients, celebrate. It is an incredible freaking day. You should be so proud of yourself if you even sign a fish client. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, when you sign one of these clients, post it up in the Facebook group, celebrate. And celebrate, have a smile on your face, and just be proud. So the action step very quickly before we actually move on, I want to touch on this real quick, which is how to guarantee success. We've already gone through this once, but it's so important in this first week just to lay the foundations down. And, even if it sounds a little bit repetitive, just really lay a strong foundation down, because, if we don't build a strong foundation, really none of the rest of this program is going to matter. So how to guarantee success: focus on you. As I said, shut off the world, protect yourself from the news, protect yourself from toxic friends, protect yourself from social media, and focus on you and your business. And week number 2 is going to show you exactly how to do that. Next thing is celebrate wins. Exactly as I said right before this slide. Celebrate every single win. When you land your first meeting, reward yourself with a nice coffee or a smoothie at your favorite place. And when you land your first client, celebrate by spending 10% of that retainer on something nice for yourself. All right, take 10% of that retainer, go buy yourself something nice. You just locked in your first client. Enjoy. And when you get good results for your clients, reward yourself with a new book, or, maybe get yourself a Kindle. If you like digital, I used to read a book a week, just, pure, just purely with paperback or hardback. These days, I read everything on Kindle. I prefer it. So, if you get good results for your clients, reward yourself. Get yourself something small, not too expensive, but something that can, bring you forward. Every win, small or big, should be appreciated. This is how you build momentum. And the last thing is printer. I told you guys this already, but if you don't already, I strongly recommend you get a printer and get high quality paper. As I said, look out for that 100 GSM. That's kind of like the right perfect paper width or length or height, I guess, or thickness. That's what I was looking for. The right paper thickness, where it's not too thick, but it works well enough that it's high quality paper. And when you pick up these tools, which are going to be the book cliff notes, the resources, the quotes, the printouts that I include in some module, and you keep them around your house, it's just going to be a constant reminder, and it's just going to drill those success habits into your mind. So the action step for today, super simple. What I want you to do is I just want you to find someone's first income goal post that they would have done from the first module of this program, find in the Facebook group, and just give them a warm grow your agency welcome to the community. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this module. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.